Hello everyone, welcome to another video on this channel. This time again a little gear review. So today I want to talk about this here, the Dockcase Studio Smart Hub, which is a very small and compact device which is designed to be lightweight, so you can take it on your travels, but it also works in an office setup. And I now want to show you a few use cases, talk about its capabilities, and also this video is quite timely because they just started a Kickstarter campaign for this hub. So Dockcase released a few other hubs in the past, always via Kickstarter, and they've been quite successful. This one, again, is launched via Kickstarter, and I had the chance to already test it. And yeah, I'm gonna give you now my feedback, if it works, in which situations it works, and what's the specs of it. So first of all, why would you need such a compact hub? Let me first start with my office setup here. So here I have the power delivery for my Dell. Typically for the second USB-C, I put the external hard drive, which I use to store my photos. Then I have this little hub here, which is for connecting my monitor, and another USB-A. So if I record here with this device, with the Ceramonic, I have this plugged in. And yeah, thankfully I have those 3 ports here, so I can do this setup. But then if I want to copy videos or images, I would typically use this here. This is the SanDisk CF card reader. But yeah, there's no space for it to plug it in. So via this one, it could work with an adapter, or I would have to unplug the hard drive, which doesn't make sense. I want to copy my photos over there, or I would to plug out the power delivery. So yeah, I'm a little limited here when it comes to ports, although 3 ports is quite much. Typically you have even less. For example, here I have my Surface Go, and this has just 1 port here aside from the power delivery. So just 1 USB-C. And that's also the reason why I don't bring it on travels, because I can't use it to back up my photos. I would first have to plug in a hub or some reader, get the photos onto the small hard disk I have here, and then plug in the external hard drive and copy it over. So this doesn't work. So yeah, this was a long way of introducing why I think this is a great solution, because not only does this hub have here a monitor output, HDMI, which allows 4K monitors to be connected with up to 120 Hertz. It also has power delivery up to 100 watts. It has a USB-C, which I could use to plug in such an external hard drive. It has USB-A. Here we have SD card readers for also micro SD cards. The best thing, and the thing that's quite unique for such a hub, especially one of that size, I mean, just compare it to my CF card reader. Same size, same weight, just 118 grams. You can also put in CF A and B cards here. So this also works. So this device here can serve all my needs when it comes to transferring data. So from the GoPro, micro SD, SD cards, CF Express, which I prefer to use because they just have a much higher transfer speed than the SD cards I have. All this in this compact package. So let's just now switch over my setup here to the device, and then I'm gonna talk a bit more about its features and show you how it works, and also some limitations. Okay, so I've now connected the Dockcase Studio to my Dell XPS here. Now I have the monitor connected to the Dockcase. I have my external SanDisk SSD connected. I have my USB-A mouse. It's currently what I use because of some driver issues with the Dell XPS, and the Bluetooth mouse doesn't work. So it's handy that I can also plug this in. And yeah, power delivery goes directly into the Dockcase. I just plugged in my original Dell charger, which is able to deliver much more power than the 100 watts. But yeah, it's fine. It's limited to 100 now, but still sufficient to power my Dell XPS. So just 1 cable goes into the Dell XPS, and now I still have 2 spare connectors here. So I did some tests for the speed. So as I said, it's 10 gigabits. So what does it mean when I want to copy? I tested with this CF Express. It has capabilities of transferring up to 1700 megabytes per second. So this is a little bit more than is possible here But what I got copying from the CF disk to the internal disk here was like around 800 megabytes per second, which is pretty fast. But for me, the more important use case is copying directly to the external hard drive. And if I do this, I tested 10 gigabytes of data. I ran the test multiple times and it took on average 23 seconds copying from the CF Express to the SSD. So not onto the internal hard disk. As a comparison, if I connected this one here on this side and the SD directly to the Dell, I was a little bit faster. I got like 20 seconds, but this way I have two separate ports used, and here I have everything in just one port, which by the way also works here with the Surface Go if you have external power delivery. Otherwise it will not work because the Surface Go has just 7.5 watts output here. That's enough to either use the CF card reader and copy to the Surface or the external hard disk, but not both. So it's not enough to have a transfer between the CF card and the external hard disk, which is fine. So for my travels, I usually have some USB power delivery with me, either via a battery or something, a plug, a wall plug. It would even be enough to have the charger I use for my cell phone to just plug in and provide the power for the dock case if I wanted to do a backup. So this works pretty good, although here on the Kickstarter page they say those Surface devices are not supported, but yeah, in my case it actually works. They also support, I think, iPads, so those are all supported. You can check the list down here, and this would also be a good use case because there you're also limited to just a single plug, and there, yeah, with the dock case you have everything you need to transfer all your data between SD cards, CF cards and an external hard disk. When you want to control this unit, you see here the flashy touchscreen maybe. Yeah, you can just press on different buttons to get some information and also make settings. For example, for the power delivery, you can limit it to a lower wattage if you want to, for example, use it with such a device, or you can change the protocol that's used for the power delivery, all that stuff. And yeah, I found this is a part where they can still make improvements. So the touch, so single touch works okay, except for what you see now in the video, the return target, the touch target is a little small. You easily miss it, but they also support swipes to get to certain menus or go back. And I find the swipes are not working that well yet. So I think they should do a firmware update, which is possible. So you can get new firmware here. So this, if this is the first version, I'm sure they will improve it. So what I found, you have usually to do the swipes in the upper part of the little display where there are no touch targets, which could interfere with the swipe. So this is something they have to improve, and I'm sure they will, but otherwise it works very good. And also I really don't see a need to make much changes there. It's nice to see what's plugged in. So for this, the screen is pretty nice also with the colors, so you directly see with one glimpse. Yeah, when you plug in a flash disk here, you see it when it's plugged in, when it's active. That's pretty nice, but other than that, I don't really need to make much changes here. It just works for me. Also, if you want to use it in such an office setup, there's another thing which they mention. It's not specifically made for that. It's more the travel device which you plug in after you power up your system. Actually, for me, it also works if I keep it plugged in. So I've used it now for 2 weeks. There's just one thing you have to make sure. You have to get the order right with your devices. So if I have my monitor become active before the dock case, so if I also have the monitor powered on, the dock case will not turn on because the chip cannot cope with this order, with this setup. What you then do, or what I then do, I just switch off the monitor quickly. So standby is not enough. So really the power button of the monitor, switch it off, and then the dock case will immediately turn on. And then I turn on the monitor again and it will work. So that's what I found. And I found the same also with the Surface Go. If I use it in the same way, have external power delivery, then plugged into the Surface, have the monitor in, yeah, it works without problems. In my case here, the only thing I have to make sure that the monitor gets powered on after the dock case. So that's a minor thing which you need to know if you want to have it in such a a consistent setup where you have it always powering your device. I did it now for 2 weeks. It works. It's just this one little thing you need to know. And other than that, currently they still have on their Kickstarter an early bird offer. So for $159, afterward it will cost $200. For what you get, I think it's a fair price, because yeah, this thing here from SanDisk, I think I paid like $70 for that alone, and it can do just one thing. Pretty good CF card reader, but I have this already included here. I can use it for power delivery, and yeah, I'm really saving a lot of ports. And during travels, I definitely now also on some travels where I don't need to edit my photos, just bring here the Surface Go together with this Dockcase Studio, because it saves me a lot of weight, a lot of space. And I think this is where this device really shines for your travels. Or if you have an iPad where you just have one port, then yeah, you can do all your transfer just with this device. Have the external hard disk, the CF Express card. Yeah, for my GoPro, the micro SD, all that stuff, I can copy back and forth just with this device. That's pretty great. And yeah, that's also it for my review. I will continue to use it. They send it to me free of charge to do the review, and I can keep it now. And I'm thankful for that, because I really want to use it now on my next travels. And also I will continuously use it here in my daily setup. So I hope you liked the video. If so, leave a thumbs up, and yeah, see you on the next one. There will be links also to the Kickstarter campaign in the description. Forgot to tell you. But yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.